Hi everyone. Have you ever tried connecting to your database and hit a wall? You might get an error message. It often says the server isn't available. Today, we'll figure out a common problem. We will check if your PostgreSQL server is running. We will see if it is accepting connections. Specifically, we'll look at localhost and port 5432. This is vital for developers and anyone using PostgreSQL. First, what does localhost mean? It simply refers to your own computer. 127.0.0.1 is its IP address. Port 5432 is the default port for PostgreSQL. We need to confirm two things. Is the PostgreSQL server process actually running? Is it listening for incoming connections on port 5432 over TCP IP? Let's start by checking if the server process is active. On Linux or Mac OS, open your terminal. Type psaux grep postgres. You should see lines showing Postgres processes. If you use systemd, try sudo systemctl status PostgreSQL. This will give you a clear status. On Windows, open Task Manager. Look for postgres.exe in the Processes tab. Alternatively, use PowerShell and type get process postgres. If you don't see any Postgres processes, the server is not running. You'll need to start it. For Linux/Mac OS, use sudo systemctl start PostgreSQL or pg_ctld/path/to/data/dir start. On Windows, find PostgreSQL in your services application and click Start. Next, we check if it's listening on port 5432 for TCP IP connections. This is crucial. Even if the process is running, it might not be listening correctly. On Linux or Mac OS, type netstat-tone grep 5432. A better modern command is ss-tone grep 5432. You should see a line with listen next to 127.0.0.1:5432 or 0.0.0.0:5432. 0.0.0.0 means it's listening on all available network interfaces, including localhost. On Windows, open Command Prompt or PowerShell. Type netstat ano findster 5432. Look for a line showing listening next to 127.0.0.1:5432. If you see these entries, your server is running and listening for TCP IP connections on localhost port 5432. This means your applications should be able to connect. What if the process is running, but netstat or ss doesn't show it listening on 127.0.0.1:5432? This can happen. It might be configured to listen only on a Unix socket. Or, its listen_addresses setting might be wrong. You need to check your postgresql.conf file. This file usually lives in your PostgreSQL data directory. Look for a line like listen_addresses equals localhost or listen_addresses equals. If it's commented out or set to something else, change it. Make sure to restart your PostgreSQL server after any changes to postgresql.conf. This ensures the new settings take effect. Remember, listen_addresses equals allows connections from any IP address. For development, localhost is usually sufficient and more secure. Once you make these changes and restart, rerun the netstat or ss command. You should then see it listening on port 5432. This confirms your server is ready for connections. And there you have it. You now know how to diagnose common PostgreSQL connection issues. You can confirm if your server is running on localhost. You can check if it's accepting TCP IP connections on port 5432. Troubleshooting these steps saves a lot of time. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this information helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more useful tips and tutorials. We appreciate your support.